billions of silver generated through the black market daily, and with just a little bit of understanding, you can get yourself a piece of that pie. In this video, we'll go over what items you can craft to transport to the black market for big profit, a surefire way to get those items securely and completely safe, and how to leverage the silver you get following this method into even more lucrative strategies. But first, a brief intro into how the black market works. Most markets in Albion see players selling items to other players directly through fulfillment of either sell or buy orders. The black market, found only in the central red zone city of Caerleon, works mostly the same when it comes to players selling items. But instead of having other players buy from the black market, the system generates buy orders itself, proportional to how much PvE activity is happening on the server as a whole. The black market buys items from players and puts these items into the pool of loot available for mobs, chests, and treasures to drop in the greater world of Albion. The black market generates these buy orders for pretty much every player crafted gear item, with the exception of mounts and consumables. And with each new order, it will increase the silver it offers. The rate of order creation is highest for lower tiers, lower quality, unenchanted, and non-artifact equipment. Now that we know how it works, we can go through a super straightforward method for making some serious silver. There is an evergreen method for using the black market to print you millions daily, and that is to follow the daily crafting bonus. Every day, there are 2 crafting trees that give a bonus yield of either 10 or 20%. If you combine the daily and local bonuses by crafting in the correct city on the correct day, you will get a resource return rate of 30% without focus. A quick, rough estimate on Albion Free Market using 30-day average prices, buying in the city with a refining bonus, and selling on the black market, we can make 20 to 50% profit depending on the item and tier we choose. When looking into these high volume crafts, we want to double check that we're picking an item that not only has decent profit margin, but also has a high sale volume at the black market. Picking unenchanted, non-artifact items at tier 6 and lower is the best bet, with the highest volume going to armor pieces. Looking at the numbers here, you might be tempted to think that percentage margin is the main factor in deciding what to craft and transport. It is not. To explain why, we're first going to go over how to safely transport your goods to the black market in the first place. The Bandit Assault offers a free one-way ticket to Caerleon with 99% safety. Every 5 to 6-ish hours, everyone online will be notified that Bandit Assault will be starting with a 15-minute heads up. Normally, players use the Bandit Assault to get bonus faction points by capping red zone outposts with other players of their faction. But as a black market crafter, we will be using these players as personal caravan guards. If you sit next to the gate to Highbowl Glen in Hornbeam Wood while the Bandit Assault is about to start, you will notice that you are anything but alone.
They mass together in incredible numbers. A defense strategy against Africa's biggest cat.
The majestic herd of black market transporters gather and wait for the Limhurst faction blob of Guardian warriors to start capping in the next area, and then join them. Following the blob until it is at an outpost near Caerleon means you not only have the protection of the entire faction blob that is ready to fight any frisky reds, but also the safety and numbers of over 100 other transporters. Using this method, once every 5 to 6 hours, you can have a basically guaranteed way to Caerleon. But because this method can only be done a few times a day at most, we realize why percent profit margin is not the most important factor when choosing black market crafts, but rather profit per kilogram. If you are a cheap plate chest piece, you will be in no danger of getting dismounted from an ox. But even then, paying for more than a tier 6 ox every time you make the trip will start cutting into your profits. This means that realistically we can't carry much more than 2,000 kilograms per trip. So, when choosing the specific tier of item to bulk craft for the black market, we want to look over the spreadsheet and choose the tiers that give us the most silver off of about 2,000 kilograms of gear. If you are just starting out your crafting journey, and don't have the starting capital to, for instance, craft 2,000 kilograms worth of tier 6 leather jackets, you can instead go for the higher percentage profit crafts to help you get off the ground and up to speed. At this point, you have everything you need to start bringing in multiple millions of silver daily if you manage to catch the bandit transport. To further refine this method, here are a few tips to think about and to research yourself. Place buy orders and move the mats before the crafting bonus day to avoid same-day price hikes. Refine your own low-tier resource for spec or savings. Craft smaller amounts of higher tier or enchanted gear. Using this method, you will be crafting a new type of item almost every day. Eventually, you might find an item that makes you more silver than you expected, or get you decent spec in crafting items you'd like to use. This method allows you to get 100 spec in all of the non-artifact items of a tree while making serious silver. The spec will give you the option of using focus to craft higher tier or artifact items within the same tree for more efficiency and quality before you even start getting spec with those items themselves. A few tips for expanding your crafting operation outside of the black market. The black market buys flat and 0.1 at an okay rate, but not 0.2, 3, or 4. Sell gear with higher enchantments at the normal markets. Solo and small group items sell well in Brazilian, up to around tier 8 equivalent. ZBZ items sell well at T7 equivalent and above in the royal cities, but also have good volume and above EMV if you sell them at the rest cities in the Black Zone. Black Zone transporting, however, are a whole other beast compared to the super safe bandit transport. And that's it, folks. Follow the daily bonus, use the bandit assault to move items to the black market, use that silver to pivot into better profit per kilogram and buy orders for bigger margins, and the spec for new focus point options. Now, get to crafting, and I'll catch you next time. Every day there...